Governor Spanberger boasts that revenue collection and taxes exceed expectations by $1 billion. The governor's administration sent this press release on July 14th, but their budget wasn't signed until July 1st. How did they collect an extra $1 billion in just 2 weeks? Oh, that surplus was from the previous governor's budget, which was active from July 2024 to July 2026. I recall that this time last year, the Youngkin administration was sending out refund checks because of the surplus. Is Spanberger going to do the same? Of course not. She says half of that amount is going to go on the books for next year to give a jump start to her budget's numbers, which she's doing because she knows her budget is going to be a disaster. And we know that she knows this is true because she's already starting the blame game. She says they're only putting this money there to cover federal government shortfalls for certain benefits programs. And yet when the federal government went into shutdown, there were executive orders to ensure that those benefits weren't suspended. The governor's gone on to point out the new taxes that are being implemented, one of which is for high utility consumers like data centers and other large businesses. That tax was suggested to make data centers pay their fair share in the utility build-out that's going on, because ratepayers in those areas see their power bills go up because of the investment in utilities. The problem is that money goes to the state's general fund, not as a direct refund to ratepayers in those areas. And the utility build-out isn't the only thing contributing to the increase. The green energy investments in Virginia aren't producing enough power for the current utility customers, so Dominion's been paying a premium to import power from the surrounding states. That premium cost gets passed on to consumers. But Dominion's looking to expand their capacity to do this with the NextEra merger, which renders RGGI even less effective in its stated goal because Virginia's unable to tax those plants the way they can on plants inside the state. So again, I ask, why revert all this funding to the state's general fund instead of just providing the direct relief that the governor suggested when the taxes were implemented? Well, that's because programs like paid family medical leave have ballooning costs that are recognized immediately. This has been true everywhere that these programs have been implemented. And the way the Virginia program is structured, those collections need to be in the form of either an increase in the payroll tax, which will directly mean less take-home pay for Virginians, or an infusion of funds from the state general fund. Basically, the only way to keep the Virginia version of this program solvent is going to be a combination of both, which means the largest income tax hike that Virginia has ever seen and a massive sum of money from the state's general fund. So that just means less take-home pay and no relief for utility customers in the state. She's barely gotten started and she's trying to scrape whatever credit she can off of the previous governor while avoiding the blame for her imminent failure.